Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at Cocos and obviously peek over at Bitcoin first, see what's going on there. I'm still rather bearish on Bitcoin right now, just in the short term, based on the simple fact that the moving average is kind of working the price down. That could be a potential point of contention here soon. We also have this descending wedge pattern. It's a continuation where it continues down and effectively breaks to the downside. That's a pretty common characteristic. Not to say it's going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so I think it's more likely than not that that could occur. And if so, just keep dollar cost averaging. No worries at all. Take some of your extra funds, put that into gaming coins because they're going crazy right now. And obviously, consider adding to your position closer to 53 if the price gets down that low. Just like with Ethereum too, if it gets down to 4,000, start adding to your position. That one is likely 3 to 4x this year. That's just my anticipation for Ethereum. I think it's going to do very well. So moving forward here, let's go ahead and take a look at Cocos. And just before we do too, I want to specify one thing really quick. If you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, right? But I love teaching people how to trade, and I love trading myself, right? This is my full-time job, and if you want to consider becoming part of my community, we can all learn and grow together. It's a great experience, and you can kind of see how I structure my trades too, because I share every single trade with my community. So check that out in your own time. See if you might like it. If not, that's cool too. There's no obligation per se. Try it for a month. Most people stick around. I have about 90% retention rate as of the last 3 months. So all good stuff. All right. So you're going to look here at Cocos. First thing we do is we look at the one-day chart and work our way down. We can see right now, pretty obvious, that we're having a potential, very strong potential resistance at about 489. Sorry, misspoke. 490. Let's try that again. 450. We'll just say a round number 450 is 449. And this is a major resistance level right there. So the one-day candlestick cannot close above. It's not a bad thing. It just means that that's a resistance, okay? What this is also doing is kind of shaping up to have an ascending wedge pattern. Those typically break to the upside. Regardless, we're still a little early, still premature there, but 449 is effectively a strong resistance level. And we have a really strong support level here between 150 and 180. Again, these are rough estimates. I don't think the price will come down that low again, but you can kind of see here recently with a significant retracement, the price stayed within these Fibonacci retracement levels. So we're looking at 253 as a potential lowest point in the price action here recently. But it obviously ramped up really strong here today. I think about 50%, somewhere in that range. So it's a very, very good green day for Cocos. We're back above 70 on the RSI. We'd like to see that because that just reaffirms that support level closer to $3.68 for Cocos. So good stuff there too. So I do literally see nothing bearish here from Cocos. It had a natural retracement. That's very standard for how high this went. If you look at this, that 2 trading, oh my goodness, 2 trading days, 802% increase approximately. So that is stupidly high, and it makes perfect sense why it came down to this 0.618 on Fibonacci retracement, because it kind of had to. All right, so all in all, we're looking to be in pretty good shape here for Cocos. I don't see anything that's potentially adverse or negative. Just bear in mind that we have a strong support now at about 368 because that was tested twice on the one-day candlestick. It couldn't pass. Now today we've passed. As long as we close above 368 here today, that's a very solid sign. So I wouldn't be upset if the price comes down to 368 today and closes on the one-day candlestick. That'd be fine by me. Better buying opportunity and better potential for it to break to the upside because it has a chance to consolidate after these sporadic increases. So the problem with Cocos is the fact that it jumps up way too fast and it has to fall down fairly quick too. So that's just kind of the natural way of coins that do this. So let's take a look at the smaller time frame. Yeah, we can kind of see how these little support and resistance channels are forming. Moving averages are trailing behind. We're under 70. Perfect. But above 50. That's excellent. You can see that 50 held on the RSI too, reaffirming the stronger support at about 260. These are all good things. So all in all, Cocos, yes, is kind of jumping around, but it's working within the parameters that are healthy. So we have healthy continuation parameters here. And you might say, oh my gosh, what was this? This is a concern. No, it's not a concern. That's actually great. Look at this cup and handle pattern forming. We got a potential cup and handle. It comes up here. If it tests this a second time, gives us to just say 560 a second time, we're going to be in pretty good shape to see that break to the upside. Okay, so it'd be awesome to see this little handle here kind of do a nice little U shape here and return back to past the resistance at 490, and then of course to test 560. Okay, so those are all good things here. So we're seeing some really cool stuff from Cocos. I think we're going to probably see a break to the upside eventually. It probably won't happen in the next 24 hours, but I would say 48 to 72. There's a good chance we might see that. Let's go ahead and move on to the 1 hour chart and kind of see what's going on here with the cloud. We're above the cloud. We've got the conversion line above the baseline, and the lagging span's coming over. So right now, we do still have a consideration to keep your position open, right? However, generally speaking, if you were to just say, be a little bit more on the conservative side, it's kind of getting, that gap is closing. So unless the price can increase past, just say $5 is a rough estimate soon, then we're going to see that lagging span intersect with the price action, which is this guy here. And once this green bar touches this guy, then we're going to be in a position where it's going to potentially be a sell signal, right? So right now, all well and good, but just bear in mind that could technically happen soon. So I don't love that, but it kind of goes hand in hand with the cup and handle pattern. In other words, anytime you see that pattern forming, it's going to look a little ugly when you get close to that second little handle, or that basically that second U shape, and that would effectively cause that to look a little strange. So we still are looking pretty darn good here for this, okay? So I can't complain. I like everything that I see here so far. There's no bearish qualities. And just note that we have some nice strong support levels here, right about 368, and once again about 448, right in that range. All right, so taking a look at the TD sequential, you can see we got a reset here. Nothing really to note. All's well there. And I can't really see anything else that is really concerning here. So I really honestly can confidently say that $6.70 is pretty likely by month end, which is only about a week away. And it really just depends on if this cup and handle pattern comes to fruition, right? If we can get that to come up and break to the upside, then we'll be in good shape. If we don't, that's okay. It's not the end of the world if we don't get that. We'll see what happens when the price consolidates closer to these support levels and look at it again. So I'll take another look at this here in the near future, but I would say that it is more likely than not the price to continue to increase, whether or not it fulfills that pattern specifically or retraces to the next major Fibonacci retracement lines. We are making higher highs and higher lows as of right now, and that's a good sign. So all well and good. So feel free to join me if you want to go ahead and consider joining my Patreon community. There's limited slots available. I'm going to start restricting the amount of members here soon. Check that out in your own time. Thank you so much for joining me here, of course. I hope you learned something here today, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a good one. Take care.